Welcome back to more Need for Speed. This is one that I've not been on in a while. So we'll have a laugh and see how we do here. It's with a Carrera GT. Hey Lucas. I've just been recording some other stuff. So, get into some driving. I've not done this in a while. Just hope the audio is fine for you guys. Just tell me if it isn't. Get behind this guy and slipstream him as much as I can, and then get in front of him. Hot Pursuit Remake. Great game, I love it. Yeah, I've been playing this for a laugh, just to show how bad I am at driving. There are bits where it's pretty crazy. I like the way that it's built by Criterion, the same guys that do Burnout, and I love the Burnout series, so I've already completed this like once on my dad's computer when we were playing on it round his. That was fun. So because for I think it was one of his birthdays, I bought it him just to have a laugh and go on a racing game with him. So now I'm just trying to complete it on my own computer. I'm behind this Aston quite a lot at the moment. Listening to Eurobeat while playing this thing is a blast. The thing is, I've done that, and it is a blast. The only problem is when you try and stream it or put it up on YouTube, YouTube is really picky about copyright and stuff. So the moment you put Eurobeat on, it just turns around and goes, yeah, it's copyrighted to this person or whatever. This Aston is kicking my ass at the moment. Thing is, I've not got to lose him, but he's pushing so far ahead at the moment, and as far as I can tell, I could only use the Carrera. I've got to slipstream him, get as much boost as possible, and then use that to go past him. Oh. Darkstar says, I was expecting a stream. See, the thing is, I still wasn't sure whether I should do Metal Wolf Chaos or whatever. Like, I can still do that later on if you guys want me to. I just wanted to do a little bit of racing because I've not done that in a while. And Zone of the Enders is like a special case where it always ends up with me having really, really tired hands afterwards just because of how intense it is, so I always end up having to take a break after Zone of the Enders, which is a bit of a shame because I'd love to be able to complete it in one sitting, but because it's on normal and because I'm not familiar with it, it just kicks my ass. You ever heard of Racing Apex? No, I don't think I have. This Aston is still kicking my ass. Another good set of tracks that would be fantastic in the background for this would be all the Daiki Casho stuff from the GT franchise. Because I absolutely love Daiki Casho. I think we said that on one of the other previous streams where we were saying about what good tracks you can have to drive. Oh, took that a little bit too wide. I'm going to risk it and take the shortcut here. For anyone who's been on these streams before, you know I don't really like taking shortcuts, especially because I'm not familiar and that happens. I'm going to restart now. I'm not happy. Not happy when that happens. The worst part about this is I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to these type of games, so if I mess up even once, it's just restart. It's the same with my Half-Life run at the moment. I keep going through the rooms on Black Mesa and trying to get the most perfect run I can, which is where the Moody and Black Mesa set of footage comes in from. I've also got some co-op stuff from Sven Co-op that'll be up at some point, and there's loads of Division footage that I'm getting at the moment. Oh, oh, oh. I really should not drift these corners too much. Come on. Storm into this corner and get up behind him, see if I can slipstream him. Another one that I was considering streaming apart from this and Metal Wolf Chaos was God Hand, but I've already been like practicing on God Hand today. And that's another kind of intensive one, so like Zone of the Enders, it'd be a special case. It is funny though, I like God Hand. It's like I own the actual disc for it, but when I was trying to record it on the capture card wasn't having any of it and was messing up a little bit, so I'm going to have to, one, fix the settings for when I want to do Metal Wolf Chaos, and then I've got to make sure that everything's plugged in properly, and then make sure that the frame rate's stable. I'll check stream in a second when I'm not in danger of crashing into something. I keep looking back every now and again. Your Division gameplay is pretty fun. So, recently I've recorded, like, the first 4 missions I think we did when we got Stu in. So there's, like, Return to Division for, I think it's Dave or something, part 1, 2, and 3. And then there's Stu Returns to the Division part 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the 5th part, I actually decided we'd go on Horde mode. And when we went on Horde mode, we got our asses handed to us, and it gets progressively more crazy to the point where we're all just kind of like, what the hell is going on, and ended up having to actually leave the Horde mode area. That one's going up at the beginning of August, I think. So we've got a load of content that I'm getting ready for, like, the beginning of August, or up until the beginning of August, because August is going to be full of mecha content. What I might do is try and block out some more Black Mesa stuff and the beginning of this Sven Co-op stuff, because it's really funny. I've got tons of footage backed up here. Oh. The Sven Co-op stuff is hilarious, especially because I'm playing with 2 people who don't know the game. So it's even more funny watching them die unexpectedly, or dying to weird and strange things that you wouldn't expect, and also me getting involved and having a right laugh at the same time. Never played it. God Hand, I mean. God Hand is amazing. It's like, it's a weird free-roaming beat-em-up is the best way of describing it. I'm gonna have to play it on stream at some point because it's so funny. It's like before I killed a woman by pimp slapping her. You can't even make that stuff up. Pimp slapped a woman to death and then beat up 2 gay guys and kicked them into a wall. Now it's just weird. The designs for everything are just crazy. I love the way it's ridiculously overdone as well. It's like, it's what would happen if you got JoJo's Part 3 and mixed it with, say, trying to think, there's some other stuff where it's like hardcore beat 'em up style animes where you could mix them together. Yeah, it is really wacky. I just noticed I've got 1.8 miles left, so I have to conserve all my boost here and keep as close to him as possible. The one thing that's annoyed me is the lack of Gundam news. It's like, I'm looking around for Gundam news in terms of like anything to do with the Steam version of New Gundam Breaker. And then somebody in the comments was like, oh, Gundam Breaker 3 still has problems with frame rate and things like that. So I looked up that, and that's only on the Vita version. Oh no, oh no. He's gonna beat me across the finish line. Oh! I'm gonna have to do that again. I don't know whether it's the car, because it looked like I could only choose one car before. I think the maximum level of bounty you can get on this is like 22 or something. It's either 22 or 26. See, the thing is, I could easily put out a video just saying like, oh, there's no new news, but it'd be pointless. You know, it'd be stupid because it'd literally be saying the obvious, and what I want to actually do is cover stuff when it's available and when it's first breaking, because then you get everybody's opinions and stuff. I mean, anyone that really kind of just states the obvious in the videos, or puts out videos stating the obvious like that, is really just going for the easy crowd, as it were. Because you could, like, I could put up a Gundam video now, and it would get views just on the sole basis of how much people hate New Gundam Breaker, but I'm not about that. So, it's like the original videos that I put up were just trying to keep people from avoiding wasting the money, and then everything else was related to that, so it was going over stuff like patches and other things, and that is related info, so that helps the consumer. But like anything where you're just blindly hating on it, or you're just putting out the most obvious stuff of New Gundam Breaker's trash because of these reasons and everybody else has already found out, it's not worth my time. Can't wait for Breaker 3. Like, in August, I figured it out the other day. In August, we've got Breaker 3, which should be here. I say should be, because it's all down to Play Asia at this point. Breaker 3, we got Sea of Thieves content, because they've released or they will be releasing at the end of the month, a update that puts, like, skeleton AI in it. So I want to check that out, even though I've not been on Sea of Thieves in a good month or two. We got Gundam Battle Operation 2, that's going to be fun. And the one that I've been personally looking forward to for like a good half a year, which is Border Break. Guaranteed I'm going to do a ton of Border Break videos, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I've just got to like make sure I don't overly saturate you guys with it, because I had someone turn around the other day and saying, look, it's a bit crazy to keep up with all your videos at the moment, and I was like, okay, I'll just have to schedule them a little bit better, because I don't want like 4 or 5 videos coming out a day, because I actually want people to have the ability to see all of the content that they would normally get from their other subscribers as well. I just feel like if you oversaturate things, you kind of fail miserably. The only reason it's been coming out like that recently is because I've been doing like breaking news from Gundam stuff, and then been doing my own videos at the same time, and then like animes come out and I want to try and cover it the same day. It's really awkward. The worst one is where you have like 4 or 5 videos in a day. I don't like doing that. It's just terrible. I'm actually ahead of this guy at the moment. I say that and then he's in front of me again. I don't mind at all, says Lucas. Fair enough, you know, I want to be a little bit more fairer to everybody else. It's like you don't want to overly saturate someone to the point where they're like, oh, I'm not going to watch your content anymore because I've already got you like all over my subscribers page and it's ridiculous. Oh, come on. So we're a good 4 miles away, so we're not too bad at the moment, and we're pretty close to him. Darkstar says, first time I heard Zone of the Enders music was on a video called Gamers Never Forced to Hear Players Online. Why Splatoon has no voice chat? What? Really looking forward to your Breaker 3 videos. Honestly, I don't know what to expect, and I think that's what's good at the moment, is I'm going into it with fresh eyes. The one thing that I'm worried about is me going into it and being that minority that hates it. You know, I am fearing that like crazy at the moment, but I don't think that'll happen, because like the only 2 games in the Gundam series which I've really hated so far were Versus on the PS4 and then New Gundam Breaker. Those were the only ones where I've really not taken a shining to. Like everything else I've kind of enjoyed. That's apparent considering I still play Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3. But yeah, no sort of expectations, no sort of bias going into Breaker 3. It's going to be interesting. I love the way that it looks really fast and fluid, and I love the way the customization system works compared to New Gundam Breaker, especially the demo of it. So, I mean, I've even got one of the guys that I work with, Dusty. Dusty's been turning around and saying, you know, the customization... Oh, crap. I failed at the last corner there. It's like, customization in 3 is great, it's fantastic, and the frame rate's still okay, even on Vita, so... It's like the only videos I've seen of Breaker 3... I know, right? I hate crashing on this. The only thing that I've seen of Breaker 3 is like somebody made a mod of Heavy Arms, like the Master Grade kit, where they stuck an absolute ton of missile pods on it and give it the Psycho Zaku backpack from Thunderbolt. And then, apart from that, the only other one I think I watched was somebody doing the Strike Exia Prime 92's kit that he made, well, that she made. And that was pretty cool, but the gameplay in those looked pretty fast, so I'm just hoping that it's not too fast, that I can't keep up with it. I'm getting older. I need to be able to keep up with these things. Don't believe I've been on this 16 minutes. I've already crashed like 3 times. Big drift there. Oh, and he comes up the inside. Completely undertakes me. So I'll overtake him. Did not mean to drift there. He's trying to get up from the inside, so I'll try and block him. There we go. This kind of reminds me of what Burnout should have been, because like anyone that's been around for the other streams of this knows that basically I don't really like any of the Burnout games past 3. Like Revenge, I think it was Revenge, was kind of acceptable, the one that got ported on the 360. But I didn't really like the traffic checking in that, it just seemed really zany. It was like 3 was the pinnacle of Burnout, and then they go and make Paradise. And as much as Paradise has this huge fan following, I still like the arcadey feel. And this seems to harken back to that arcadey feel. Thing is, I've always liked driving games like this. It's like, I remember I tried getting, I think it was Screamer 2 on Windows 95 ages ago. I mean, like, when it was first out. I remember seeing it in a video store similar to Blockbuster that was local. And they had this PC in shop that you could just use to play on video games while people were renting out VHSs. And I remember seeing Screamer and being like, oh yeah, that's amazing, I want to get something like that. And then Need for Speed 2 comes out on Windows 95. And I got that and played that for years on end until the 3rd one came out, the first Hot Pursuit. And I played that to death as well. And then in the meantime, I'm busy playing like Gran Turismo when that came out, and then Burnout, and then back to Need for Speed. So I've always had this kind of love of driving games. It's just certain types. Come on. I think the hardest driving game I've played is probably Super Hang-On for the Sega Genesis or the Mega Drive, depending on which region you're in. It's ridiculously hard. That and Outrun. Those two are crazy for arcade races. Oh! Shoots up the inside of me there. Try and use my boost a little bit to catch up with him. Because he's going to take all these shortcuts now. Yeah, he's trying to boost to get away from me all the way along here. I thought I could try stopping him from going over here, but apparently not. And we're 1.8 miles away from the finish. Not good. There we go. If I can get some sort of a boost along here, I might be fine. That and I need to take the shortcut. It's like, if there's anything that I've learned from this game is that it's, if you take the shortcut, you win. If you don't, you lose. Oh! Oh, no, no. I say that, and I'm probably going to lose now because of how this is looking. Yep, there we go. He's going to win. He won because I crashed at the very end there. Oh, I was so close. Ah. Seriously hate my guts right now. What I'll do is I'll unlock a new car and see if I can do that any better. I love the way I'm talking smack, being like, yeah, the moment you pick the shortcuts, you're fine, and then I messed it up. So there we go, we unlocked the Pagani at least. Really nice supercar. I want to be able to actually play that mission or that race with one different car there. Oh yeah, we get the Murcielago. For anyone that's not been round for long enough for the other streams, I absolutely love Lamborghinis. There's just a certain style to them. I think it's Need for Speed rubbing off on me, because like Need for Speed 2, when I used to play that on my PC on Windows 95, I used to play that with the McLaren F1. That was an amazing car. I always used to be like, oh, the McLaren's the most amazing car ever. But then you slowly come to see the newer designs, like in 3, where they have the Lamborghini Diablo SV. And I remember just being all over that then, being like, oh, the Diablo's the best car ever. It used to be the whole thing when you were a kid. You'd pick whatever was on the box because you thought instantly, it's on the front cover, it's got to be the best thing ever. You know. I think this is either Gallardo or Murcielago for the Lambo. I love the way we're playing at night as well. I just got to avoid oncoming traffic. I just noticed then. What I've not got to do is zone out. I remember telling people about this, where, because I'm doing my driving lessons at the same time and getting ready for me test, I've got to avoid zoning out. Basically, zoning out just means like you focus way too heavily on one point of the road and then you end up getting in sort of like a trance. It's really, really messed up, and it's got me a bit of afraid of driving before, but I managed to overcome it recently by just keeping my eyes all over the place. Like, you can keep glancing at the road, but keep looking at the dials, keep looking at the timer, everything else stops you from doing it, and I've actually got out of it, which was nice. It's partly driving again, and driving in games and just trying to do the same stuff that's taken me out of it, because I used to do it a lot. I just like get in the zone and then next minute I'm daydreaming while driving a car, and it's dangerous as hell. Lucas says, I'm a Ferrari guy, I love the F40. The F40 was good on Need for Speed 2 as well. They had a lot of good cars in that. They had the F40, the Jag XJ220, the F1, they had the Pagani Roadster, I think, or was that Midtown Madness 2? Midtown Madness 2 was another good one as well. I remember being able to download mods for that and then play it on Microsoft Gaming Zone with a bunch of friends. That was like a really old system for playing games. It was that, and I think it was Diablo 2 you could hook up on Microsoft Gaming Zone. You have to see if they even have Gaming Zone up anymore, because it used to be just a website where you could get in a bunch of different server channels. A bit like Discord. Ye old Discord back in like, what, 2000? Yeah, around about 2000. Oh, I could have taken that shortcut there. I'm probably going to have messed that up. Have you tried the new God of War? No, but I have seen it firsthand, and it looks really good. I think I have it, actually. Yeah, we do. We have it. I'm going to have to get on that at some point. I have a huge backlog of games that people want me to play. It's like I said I still wanted to play Kingdom Hearts all the way through because I've not done that. It's like anything that I haven't normally completed or played, Jen has. So, let's see here. If you want to use a video game to train you for real driving, you should try playing Beam NG. There's a real driver seat, real driver camera. It's realistic. You really feel like you're driving. Hell, I play with keyboard and mouse. Sweet. Might have to check that out one time. Oh, thank you very much, by the way. So this one's driving in a Bentley. Yeah, it won't let me use anything else for this. 2 Bentleys. Convertible, Continental. Let's see. That one's got 0 to 62 in less than, like, 0.4 seconds, I think it was. So that's going to be better for me. But yeah, I have a huge back catalogue that I want to do. It's like doing Metal Wolf Chaos before it gets released in the West, just to be able to turn around and be like, guys, look, it's Metal Wolf. And then you guys be able to enjoy it. Because for like the longest time ever, I've had this game. And it is really fantastic to play. It's a lot like God Hand in the sense that it's just wacky as hell. But it's just fun. They're 2 of my most favourite games at the moment, and it's just because they're simple. What you see is what you get. You know, if you've ever seen any videos of either of the 2, there is nothing complex about them. They're just fun to play games. I just realised I'm going to get taken out here if I don't do something. Yeah, in terms of like driving sims, I've used I've used the what was it, Logitech G27 on Gran Turismo Sport. That one is really good to use. Love that, because it was like a simulation machine that I used ages ago, and that was really fun to play. Like the feedback on those steering wheels is amazing, but you pay an absolute bomb for them. I think the most recent one, the G29, you're looking at like $300 or more to get just the steering wheel, the gear stick, and the pedals. Let's have a look here. I'll check chat in a moment. Being nasty and picking on me. Oh, there we go. Sometimes I'll just throw spikes down like that just for the sake of it, and I know I collided with the wall there and I shouldn't have, but I just realised I got a turbo here as well that I've not used. God. The funny thing about these police here is that they're accusing me of driving recklessly, and yet they're trying to shove me off left, right and centre when I'm trying to deliberately avoid other cars. They're ploughing into everything else. You can hear them on the radio just being like, he's dangerous! He's driving dangerous! It's like, no, I'm trying not to. I'm just trying to have a nice, fun, really fast drive, and you guys are ploughing into me at ridiculous speeds. The funny thing about the AI as well is it rubber bands like crazy. You can be going at like over 200 miles per hour in, say, the Bugatti Veyron, and they will just catch up to you in no time. It makes no sense. It's like the rubber banding in this specific game mode is ridiculous. I'll check chat in a moment. Notice they've not put up a roadblock for me. That's weird. Go on, let's have a laugh. Let's try using turbo. I don't know if it's the right stretch of road that I should be using it on, but... There we go. That wasn't too bad, but that corner at the end, though, was terrible. Now I have to wait for it to come back again. I remember watching Super Best Friend's playthrough of Metal Wolf Chaos. It's hilarious. Yeah, I think everybody has watched that playthrough. It's just, it's fantastic. And if you've seen that, then you more or less know what's in store for the game on release. There's no extra stuff to it. There's no, like, added hidden bonuses or whatever. The only other thing that you could really use to get a good sort of grasp of how the game plays and, you know, any extra additional things is by watching, I think it was one of the most recent speedruns on Speed Games Done Quick. I think it was the 2016 speedrun for it, where they actually showed off all the additional content, like the gun that fires money and things like that. That was funny to see. I really enjoyed that. It was either 2016 or 2017. There we go, gold. Thought I wasn't going to make that looking at the time.
Hudson Tech. Cutting-edge aftermarket automotive technology. Whatever supercar you drive, there's always a time you need an extra gear. Using our latest turbo drive technology to deliver an on-demand injection of awesome power to get you out of any delicate speed enforcement situations.
Sometimes I wish I had a steering wheel, but then I realize I don't have enough desk space for it. It's kind of like me and the Steel Battalion box set that I've got. The Steel Battalion box set is so huge, it's ridiculous. It takes up like my entire desk in terms of space. It's so stupid. It's like I've got a separate table just for setting that game up when I want to play it. Go on, I might go in the Lambo here. There we go. Yeah. Gotta love that Lambo. Yeah, whoever came up with Steel Battalion, just the concept of the giant controller, they clearly did not think about how much space it was going to take up, or they were just like, ah, it doesn't matter, people will find a way of setting this thing up. It's crazy. One of my friends from ages ago claims that he's tried playing Steel Battalion on a dance mat as well. I'm not sure whether that's true or not, because you actually can't access the game without the controller, but apparently he tried playing it on a, you know, like a DDR dance mat style thing. It did not go down very well. To be honest, I don't think he would have even got out the starting block without the controller, so it's probably BS, but you know what people are like, sometimes they really over-exaggerate things. Or they just skew the truth a little bit. The same guy claims to have played Armored Core as well on a DDR dance mat, so I don't think that's possible either, but it'd be funny to see somebody try. Thing is, I have this funny notion for people like that constantly are like, oh dude, I tried playing Steel Battalion on DDR dance mat, it was crazy. You just humor them, you're just like, oh alright, cool, neat. I just feel like a dick if I turn around and be like, nah, that totally didn't happen. And I'm all over the place there. Jesus. Oh, everything's gone crazy. Everything just went down there. I was expecting the police to throw down. Oh! Yep, there we go. I was expecting them to throw down a spike strip, which they did, but everything just went totally off the walls. He's going to put a strip down now. Normally they put it when they're a certain distance away from you. And somebody's just crashed. Oof! Okay, that was close. See what I mean about rubber banding? This Gallardo behind me. I think it's Gallardo or Murcielago for the police. This course is nuts. I prefer it when you play it in the Revonton because you can just go crazy to Eurobeat and just do massive amounts of drifting. Makes you feel like you're trying to drive some tofu somewhere. Wish I could get an AE86 in this, it'd be so funny. He's going to drop that now, and it's going to be the most awkward positioning ever to try and get past. Yep, there we go. Or maybe not, because I'm already drifting. I love that. I come out of that corner where I'm on a drift, and just go straight for this one. Oh! Ah! Smacked into a police car when I was trying to get my tofu to its destination. Come on, guys. I never managed to drift all the way through the circles. I think I've done it on a previous stream. I know I put up a video of it ages ago with the Eurobeat from Initial D on. And what ended up happening was it got taken down because of copyright strikes. It was annoying because I actually really liked that video as well. It was really fun. Why did I just put a jammer on? There was no EMP. Somebody's about to get spiked, and I hope it's not me. And somebody's hitting me from behind there. Son of a bitch. Oh. I love the way the AI tries to sabotage you as well by doing really stupid stuff like that. Like, it'll appear out of nowhere or drive in reverse or do really stupid stuff. I've been taken out so many times by weird things like that, like AI spawning on the very last corner of the race. I've had my dad get taken out by things like that as well. Like, my dad swears one of the races he was doing, I think it was one of the very early ones where you're playing the McLaren F1 and you have to storm one of the very Snowy Peak style levels. He's storming up to the very end, then out of nowhere Van just spawns right in front of him. Apparently he let out the biggest roar ever. I probably heard it, but you know, I mistook it for like a lorry going past or something. Oh. Good alternative is to use his Toho Eurobeat. Some of the songs are even better. I might have to try it. Saving my other turbo here for when I really need it. What if I can get a lock? Oh, no. Oh, what? The police smack into a guy. Like that kind of stuff you can't plan for. It's like even in a real car I wouldn't have been able to plan for that. The police cross my path, smack into something else, and then that smacks into me. Oh! Yep, it's going down. I can send you a few links and recommendations if you want. Yeah, if you fancy. Oh, I am crashing into everything right now. Is that it? Am I done? Because you can only have so many crashes in a race. And I'm third as well. I expected to be first, but clearly I've hit too many things. And the police are being brutal. I mean, look at that there. You had that car back there that was just all over the road. Try and catch up with this other guy down here. The helicopter's going to try and drop a trap in a moment, knowing the helicopter. Funny thing is, you can actually take that out with the EMP, but you have to be really accurate. I love dropping spike strips at the last minute on police because they can never dodge it. Oh, that on the other hand, I can dodge. So I have no turbo left. That's not good. Anything comes up behind me now, I'm going to have spike strip him. I'll just go around that. It's possible to get into first place if the AI crashes. Yeah, no, it really is. It's just sometimes the AI can be really weird on this. Like, when you get first, they will fight tooth and nail to get first again. But there is a certain point where they will just give up. And I'm not quite sure where it is. I've seen it in game enough times to know. But it's hard kind of figuring out where the hell it actually happens. So here we've got Ford GT and Corvette. Did they say a Viper there? Because I really like Vipers. It's like when I got my original PlayStation, I got Test Drive 4 with it, and I used to play the Viper and that, because the Viper is really nice in that. Go on, we'll play the Corvette in blue, similar to the Gran Turismo 6 opening. Yeah, the AI has a weird tendency to rubber band like crazy, but then at some point, it will give up. It's like, I think it's, if you've got a commanding lead, and it's like the last mile to go, they will just more or less just drop back. Yeah, there's a Viper up front there, I think. Thing is, when it comes to the Viper, I've always liked the classic design compared. I think it's the GTR compared to the, what was it, SRT. The SRT is like the Roadster style one, whereas the GTR is like the standard configuration that you used to see in all the car magazines and all the promotional material for it. Where it has that like wing on the back of it. Not like a spoiler, but it has like a very tiny, if it is a spoiler, it's like a very tiny one on the boot rather than a proper wing, because the SRT has a wing on the back of it in some of its configurations. Alley-oop. Just push past the Ford GT40. Funny enough, the GT40 is like my dad's favourite car. Like, my dad likes the GT40 and I'm just all over the Murcielago. I think it's a tie between the Murcielago and possibly the Aston Martin DB9, because that just looks sexy as hell. It's like I've even got a custom Murcielago in Forza that I made ages ago. I'm gonna have to check it up on Forza 5 and see if it's still there. It's a custom one that's done in the, I think it's the Ridge Racer Type 4 colours for the main car that you see on the promotional material, the silver and blue one. I did it up like that. It took me ages to make, but it looks so cool. I've got it in one of my private videos where I was having a laugh at the expense of a friend because she just can't drive. I'll check chat in a moment. It's kind of awkward when I'm driving down the wrong side of the street. Oh, I got 3 miles left. Wait a minute, we're going from first to second there. Somebody's really close to me. I saw that in the top right then. That's weird. Because it says on the mini-map that there's nobody next to me. Keep switching, what the hell's going on? There's nobody there. It's like I have one hell of a commanding lead. The only way I could be beating myself at this point is if I had, like, nitro boost. Yeah, my dad has a really good taste in cars. He likes a lot of classic stuff as well. It's like all the older cars, like the DB5 and stuff from James Bond. He likes those. Can't blame him as well. Those look really damn good. And the DB5's just iconic because of James Bond. Right, let's take this new McLaren for a spin and we'll put it in the blue. I like that kind of like crystal, ice, snowy kind of blue thing. It just reminds me of ice or winter. Here we go. Forza's really fun as a series, but I think like the moment they started introducing microtransactions into it and everything was the part where they really ruined it. Because Forza, I mean the fourth entry in it, I had so much fun online with a bunch of friends. What we did was we all got it, and then we just started ramping the damage up on the cars so it was permanent, and then just doing races for keeps where if your car got wrecked during the race, then that was it. You just had to sit it out and wait for somebody to win. And those type of races were amazing because you get people doing really stupid stuff just to take each other out. It was so funny. You have people like trying to cripple your rear wheels by bumping into you as you're going around a corner, and it was just crazy. Or the other one where you just have a laugh driving two Veyrons at each other at high speed on the Nürburgring and then seeing if you could smash into each other at like 250 miles per hour and see what the damage was. It was a really good title, that. And then they put microtransactions in the 5th and 6th one, I think it was, and now they're doing the 7th one. Or they have done the 7th one. And the Horizons series as well. I still want to play Horizons 2 because of its locale. But Horizons 4's coming out, and I went over at E3 about how much I love the idea of it setting it in England, so... Microtransactions ruin everything. Yeah, they really do. It's like I do not agree with any sort of microtransaction. It's like the only thing that is acceptable with microtransactions is when they are really not intrusive, like in PSO's case, where it's like, oh, you want to trade, or you want to be able to show off your really cool room thing to people. Well, you'll have to pay microtransactions. Otherwise, you can play like 99.9% of the game for free and it's fine. It's like, oh, okay, fair enough. You know, that's the type of microtransactions that I like. They're not forced in your face or anything. I think PSO2 is probably the best one to handle them at this point, because I've not seen anyone else do decent microtransactions. It's like I even got suckered in with the Overwatch stuff. I remember turning around and being like, oh, Overwatch isn't bad, it's just skins. It's like, no, it's terrible. I think I spent must be about 50 bucks on skins on Overwatch, and then that was it. Because Overwatch went downhill so fast. Funny thing is, I only put money into that as well for like certain events just to get certain costumes, and it was all waifu stuff. Like, yeah, I need my virtual waifu to wear something that looks cool while I'm playing. It was really stupid. Overwatch is good for one thing, Lemmyface. Yeah. I agree. Funny because Blizzard tried to stop that kind of stuff as well, and it just did not work. It just backfired on them. It's just funny, whenever somebody says you just can't do something, it always backfires on the internet. There we go. Yeah. There's the Koenigsegg. The most exciting supercar on Earth. Then you got the Veyron. Oh no, it's quicker the Veyron on that. Which one was it? The one where I get to do tons of drifting. I think it was that one, Ultimately Open, and it's the Lamborghini one. I'm gonna do that again just for a laugh. So if anyone's got Eurobeat, you might want to put it on in the background. Love the Reventon. It just reminds me of a stealth fighter jet mixed with a Batmobile. I think they actually had it in a Batman film as well. Here we go, I'm going to deliver some tofu and hopefully not crash. Say that and then I got oncoming traffic straight away. Let's have a laugh here. Gotta do waggle drifting to get round here, where basically you just move the stick backwards and forwards and it makes you drift all the way around. So basically when you drift these corners, you're moving the stick left and right to come in and out of the corner at the same time. And you just keep repeating the same motion. Like for instance, I'm going into this one now. I'm going to hit the left trigger twice and then start moving left and right. And what happens is it keeps me going around the entire outside. And also, because I'm going left and right, it allows me to maneuver where I want to. So I can just keep going in and out of the corner and then just boost all the way along here. And then come into that one like that so I can get out of there pretty quickly with another boost. Keep the oncoming lane, drift a little bit around here to get a little bit more boosts. And then see if I can beat my time. Oh, there we go. 2 seconds. Drift King of England. Nah. I just played that level loads. I really wanted to play that level like that. I remember when I played that level so much trying to do the Eurobeat video ages ago that it just got ingrained in me, especially like when you know how to do that, that style of drifting on the game. All the other corners become really easy to take, so you can get a lot of boost that way. Go on, we'll do the Zonda here. So we got that one or that one. 320. 320. It's the same car, basically. Just that one has a stripe on it. Go on, I'll go in orange. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh god, it's going to be a police one. The funny thing is, I never really pay attention to the descriptions in any of these. I'm just like, oh, I'll just drive. Here we go, doing some waggle drifting again. Let's put a stripe on it and call it Need for Speed Edition. Yeah, basically. Waggle drift this corner as well. Oh, sometimes it doesn't work depending on how sharp the corner is. Like with that one, not too sharp enough, or just the way that I took it was a little bit bad. You watch though, this police car will catch up in no time. Yep, there we go. And I bet it'll only be like a Murcielago or something, even though its model is a GT40. Or at least it looked like it for a moment. Oh, it actually is a GT40. It's going to drop down spikes now. Yep, there we go. Oh, 2 sets. Nasty. get some drift back here. I dropped my speed just for a moment so I could drift those corners. These policemen. Oh. That front one's gonna... Nope. Let's see you catch up to this. I've done some really crazy dodges on this game before, but the thing is, it's like, I don't know whether I've recorded them. I've had some where they're like split second, and I'm just like, what? This is one of those games where when you play it really well, and you're just going off the whole thing of, okay, I just need to make it to the end. You just end up sweating by the end of it, and your adrenaline's kicking in. It's really good. It's like, admittedly, the police are annoying on this, but they do make your adrenaline kick in. It's really fun. This corner's going to be a pain, depending on where they drop the spikes. It's guaranteed that front one is getting to the distance at which you can drop them. Yep, there we go. Thing is, I like trying to keep the car in one piece with these, and they are clearly not making it easy for me. Normally I'm not too aggressive either, so let's try and get this rear one off. He's going to drop down some spikes now. Yep, there we go. Whew! Yeah, I do a lot of crazy stuff when it comes to driving in this, like just boosting any chance I can. Thing is, you shouldn't really boost around corners because it wastes it according to the tutorial, but I just try and get as much speed as possible through the drifting and then turning on the boost. Whew! Let's see what we got here. Spoiled for choice. Ooh, nice. Let's try this one. So we got the Ford, we got the MP4, Carrera, the Murcielago. We go further up, we got the Roadster, the Bentley. That 205 and 3.4. .211 in 3.4. I think I'll go for Murcielago. And I'll put it in classic Lambo colours. Either orange or yellow normally. Or if I'm feeling a bit sporty, I'll put it in white. It's like I remember there were some racing challenges that I used to try and do ages ago where it was like, just do not touch anybody else's car when you're racing. And it's so hard on this game because of the way the AI drives. I think I only managed it for about 4 or 5 races and then I just gave in. Because the AI drives so aggressively. Like, they're already clashing there. I'm trying to hold back a little bit so I can slipstream them. Right behind. Is it Merc? Looks like it. Oof. Nope. I don't know why I'm trying to do it here. I'm going to try overtaking him on a long stretch of road if I can. Oh, okay, he'll just use the shortcut. Well, it is a game made by Criterion. I just wish they'd continued with classic Burnout, but this is a really, really good sort of substitute for it. It feels like Burnout. It feels more like Burnout than it does Need for Speed. It even has a lot of the similar traits to Burnout in terms of unlocking cars after you do certain things. Come on, let's try and get past all of these without knocking into anyone. If they knock into me, I'm not going to be happy. Oh, oh, no, there we go. Ah, ha, ha. Oh, it's wrecked. My poor car. My insurance premiums are going to be through the roof. Oh, there we go again. I love that. I'm like, okay, I'll take this corner and I'll start drifting. No, no, just no. Car out of nowhere. This is like on Burnout 3 where you're trying to do road rage. And you're trying to take out as many cars as possible. You get to like 100. You got maximum damage and you're thinking, okay, I can probably manage another 40 cars. And then they just start throwing cars out of the woodwork in all the wrong places to try and mess you up. I think on 3 my road rage takedown limit was 183 if I remember rightly. It's on one of my old profiles on my original Xbox. Remember, I've got one on memory card that says 163 takedowns on, I think it's one of the tropical areas in the US. With, I think it's one of the super speed cars. It's really good. I used to love playing that game like crazy. I used to play it until my hands were like numb. Try and make a comeback here behind this SRT. Thing is, I didn't really need to drift that corner, but it got me a little bit of boost on the straight there. This one's a medium, so I'm going to need to. I remember playing some games until the tips of my thumbs look like the buttons, says Lucas. Sweet childhood memories. Yeah, I've done more or less the same, like to the point where your thumbs are blistered because you've been waggling the controller that much or whatever. It's pretty painful at the time, and it leaves you unable to play games for like the next day or two, but oh no, he's right there! He's right there! Oh, I'm gonna have to try this again. He was in front of me by like a second. Vibration on this pad is really doing my wrist in at the moment. I'm gonna have to turn it off if I can. It's like, as much as I like force feedback from Rumble and stuff like that, it's just terrible. Does your wrists in after like an hour or two. What I'm going to do is, instead of being all crazy about this, I'm going to actually first try and change those settings. So where's my rumble? Vibration off, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to play like I was before. I'm going to actually just try and get that commanding lead and then go for it. Could have taken it right there and taken a shortcut, but didn't notice it until the very last moment. Oh, I almost spun him out, man. Oh, somebody slipped up the inside. Oh, too fast. Did exactly what the other ones did. There we go, no vibration. There, tongue twister there. No vibration was a lot better and no SUV to the face on that corner. Oh! Oh! What? What just happened there? I honest to God thought that was a crash, but he clearly went straight over the top of my hood there. What? What even? That's why I like this game. It's so random in terms of what can happen. Jesus. That guy is dead. Yeah, he's clearly dead. Oh no! So am I. So am I. I'm smart talking some dead guy and then next minute I'm dead. Straight into some random civilian vehicle at like 160 miles per hour. I am not walking away from that one. Airbag's gonna be useless. That's what I get for smack talking some random nameless AI. Ooh, ooh, no, no. Oh, that's not a shortcut. That's me restarting the level. That was terrible. R.I.P. Dave, 1800 to 3018. I wish. Imagine all the things I would have seen if that was the case. Let's try this again, shall we? Wouldn't mind as well. I want to make this like the last race of the night because I've got to be up early in the morning. So let's try and finish off with a good one. That would have been good if I'd have managed to finish off after the AI dying. Oof. Get that Roblox oof sound every time somebody bumps into me in this. That was nuts. This game really goes balls to the wall. Yeah. That's what I mean when I said like some of the things the AI does in this, or some of the things that happen with the AI, are just absolutely mental, and you cannot, for the love of God, react to them. It's like, I've only been able to react to things like that maybe twice out of 100 different races. It's like, I remember one, there was an AI police car in front of me, and I thought, right, it's going to drop a strip. What I'll do is I'll evade here, and just as I evaded it, put a strip down. I managed to miss it by like a second. It was nuts, but I didn't even have it on recording. It's one of those things where you think, oh, I wish I'd got that. Ooh, same corner, pickup truck. This game, man, it came out in 2010, but it's still hilariously fun to play. And I think they did a remake or remastering for it on the PS4 as well. Death has been cheated today. I don't know. I mean, he's already killed us a few times. I think he's got his quota for today. Like, every time I retry the race, it's a completely different driver. It's a new victim. Worst part about being behind a car like that in first person is you can never see what's in front of it, so you kind of have to edge out a little bit, and then hope to God there's nothing in front. You're 1 second behind. Yeah, it's not good enough. 3.6 miles left. I've got to get as much boost as I can. Because I've been somewhere I've won on like the very last second with just a little bit of boost. Come on, I'll come flying, be up behind second there. Oh! Oh! Okay, that was close. That was incredibly close. Come on, this first. Oh, this is getting good. Take that corner, come on. There we go. Oof. They're catching up to me again there, you can see it. I can just build the boost up. Now. Everything in boost. I'm going to do a handbrake turn at the end. Oh, it didn't pick it up. Whew. Yeah, that's a good way to finish the night. Oh, my god, that dodge. That dodge on that Civi car coming straight towards us. Oh my god. That was insane. I've got to actually match these times with my dad's. If he's still got his file or whether he's reformatted his computer, I don't know, but I'd love to match the times and see what he's got. Funny thing is, my dad will not do the police side of things just because he thinks it's tedious and annoying. Hey, there's the SV. So you got the Murcielago SV. There's SUVs from hell, man. Yeah, they really are. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed. It's been really fun talking to you a lot again. And I'll see you next video. So until next time, thank you very much for stopping by. Laters.